When you think about the NHL, you don't necessarily think about a lot of personality. And that's been a problem / a topic of debate. And that's what we're here to talk about when it comes to the Montreal Canadiens. You are joined alongside me, Justin, Missing Alex. Together we make the No Respect podcast. And if you like Habs content, you have come to the right place. But here, today, this week, a little bit of rumblings about Cole Caufield showing personality. And we'll get into that. But I want to start prior to this week and personality within the Habs. Who remember? Do you remember this?
Oh yeah, the triple O 5.
What is this? The triple O5. After every win, Carey Price, PK Subban, you get a win, everybody's feeling the vibes, and you do the triple O5, and everybody was getting on board. You knew it was happening. It's a nice little moment. Now, let's fast forward to maybe Marc Bergevin taking a look at this, and he says, "Yeah, PK, you're getting the hell out of here and going to Nashville." So this is a general commentary, okay? This is not necessarily just on Marc Bergevin, but a little bit of a relation here. If you also look at other players that have shown personality, I don't know if you've seen this, but when it comes to Montreal Canadiens players, I feel anytime a player comes into the draft, and then after that, when they start being a part of the team on a regular basis, there's a bit of a shift. And I believe this was true for Jesperi Kotkaniemi, our baby boy, who is now a man and now with the Hurricanes. So unfortunately, he's no longer a part of this group. But I don't know if this is true for you. I want to start there before we get into Cole Caufield and a little bit of the change that the Montreal Canadiens have seen under the new management system. But do you agree that there's been this type of trend when it comes to Montreal Canadiens and just the NHL in general?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that it's specific to Montreal. I think the triple O5 and the fact that it was nixed, I think that was even more, it was maybe more Michel Therrien that didn't like it. Maybe it was partly the management as well, but I think it's a thing in hockey. For some reason, it's an old boys club. They just want to be boring old men that just talk about getting pucks in deep and nothing much else. So it kind of sucks as a fan, as a viewer, to not really get to know the players. Some of the best videos or best Habs videos I like to watch are the Habs TV ones, where it's just two Habs players do it shooting the shit, just talking, playing games or whatever. Those are the most engaging videos. And if every kind of press conference could be kind of light and stuff and just more real like that, I think it would be a lot more engaging for fans.
So I agree. I completely agree. Now, just to present the other side, okay, and we'll get into obviously the news of this week. Maybe we should start there. Is actually why we wanted to make this video is that there was a little bit of a leak of information when it comes to Cole Caufield. Cole Caufield, you take a look at this kid. He's smiling. He's goofy. He got attitude. If you've seen, the Sandbagger video with Trevor Zegras and the folks at the. What's it called? Spittin' Chicklets fucking podcast. You know that this guy's funny. You know that he's got a charisma to him. And this is where Chantal Machabé, who joined, I think it was 91.9 here. It's one of the radio stations here, and said in French, let me get the direct quote as we look at this, is that I had a great meeting with Cole Caufield last week. I sat down with him in the locker room, then told him you're gold in the bank for the rest of us, Cole. He's such an amazing personality, this kid. He's always laughing, dancing, joking, laughing at himself. He's cool right now. Then I said to him, you have to show that. You have to be yourself in front of the media. I told him that, when you get the press briefings, you don't shut up, but that's not what I want. So in response, Cole Caufield, he then starts laughing and says, you really want me to show my personality? You know that it has not always been like that here. And speaking to Chantal Machabé. So this tells you a little bit of the process that maybe a Nikita Sherbak or a Jesperi Kotkaniemi, PK Subban, even Carey Price. I mean, I feel like Carey Price at the earlier stages of career, we see him do some silly stuff, but I don't know if I think this is great. Let me start off by saying that I don't know if there's a self-defense mechanism here, that because you're in this media market that you don't want to shed too much light on those things, and that's the reason, which I can somewhat buy. But that's what sparks this discussion here, is that one thing that I do like about the NHL, and I feel that maybe in the NBA, I don't follow the NBA that closely, but I feel that there's a certain level of respect and I don't know, collective when it comes to hockey players and their team. Whereas sometimes I feel like the individualism can go too far. So I think that there's a fine balance to be had in terms of not making it about yourself, but of course show your personality. That I totally agree with you. I love seeing those types of content, but is there a line to be drawn here is my question-ish.
I mean, I think there's definitely a line. Like I get your point about like some players in the NBA, like you think that they're the whole team, like they're very individualistic and they're kind of selling themselves instead of like selling to win as a team. But another thing that's like, I guess kind of a thing that management is scared of is the players saying the wrong thing, and especially in a market like Montreal where every single word that every player says is dissected through two languages and a fucking microscope. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I understand why they don't want them to be like to be themselves and to kind of give cookie cutter answers, but I mean, we're in the 21st century. Like, social media is a huge thing. Like, we're gonna find out these things no matter what. So just let the players be themselves, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, I that's why for me there is that line where it starts becoming more about you and maybe personal brand things. Like I know that a lot of criticism has gone with PK Subban and the way that he's approached things, but at the same time it might be great to grow the league. And that's why like I just kind of see both sides is that it's great for growing the league, getting people to a stage where they can relate to players and their different backgrounds, and that I completely agree with. Where I just don't like where it can go is when it removes what I really like about hockey, which is the group, the team, the
Yeah.
common goal, and it doesn't become about just one individual that runs the show. So
Yeah.
it's an interesting debate. I don't know if like other people back at home, if you guys have a take on this. I obviously love the fact that there's been a change in the way that the Canadians operate and the transparency as a fan. It's definitely refreshing, and I'm curious to see how they're going to kind of cultivate that to keep that fine line, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, huge kudos to Chantal Machabé, who's been running like all the PR for the Canadians. She's been doing such a good job. Like just you could see the difference with like when they announce injuries, when they have press conferences. Like there's just like a night and day difference of just how it's being handled and how, I mean, just the transparency in general, and just how much more information we're getting from her being at the helm.
Oh, Q&A with Jeff Gordon and Kent Hughes. They're
Yeah.
laughing. They're talking about how good looking Ben Sherrod is, and that's why Jeff Gordon's wife is pissed. Like it's great. Like I love all of this stuff. So I really I'm curious to see how again it's going to cultivate. But you guys let us know. That's pretty much it for today's video. Habs showing some personality. Do you guys like it? Do you not like it? If you don't like it, it's kind of weird. But you know what I mean? Is there a fine line that you guys see here? And let us know in the comments. If you like Habs content, you've come to the right place. No Respect Podcast. Liking, subscribing goes a long way, folks. But if not, we'll see you in the next video. Go Habs, go.